I can't really tell you. I'd have to really explore. If you ask me like, what was really like something really cool that happened yesterday? Oh, I ran into an old friend down near the beach, et cetera. Like it's so salient, like it just pops right in. So I don't know. What are your thoughts about social media as a reward mechanism or a slot machine? I think about it more as a kind of like they tapped into kind of like an itch pathway that we just naturally scratch without even thinking about it.
What I think is really interesting is let's use this example of checking your phone and talk about the 4 laws of behavior change that we talked about before. What you often see, this was, I don't know if this is a deep insight to anybody else, but it felt like a deep insight to me when I was working on the book, which is what if I looked at our bad habits and tried to figure out why are they so sticky, and then apply that to the good habits that I want to build. Inverting that was really helpful for me. So if you look at, a lot of people feel like they check their phone too much. Well, what are the 4 laws of behavior change look like? Make it obvious. Our phones are always on us. They're always around. They're very easy to access. They're highly visible. Make it attractive. There are lots of fun things, silly memes and video games and whatever. There's all kinds of interesting stuff happening on your phone. How many people are following me, whatever. There's lots of things to check there. Make it easy. So many of the apps are just striving to make it as frictionless as possible. Instagram will auto swipe albums for you so that you don't even have to swipe through the images. Like they'll do it for you. And so there's just this continual quest toward convenience and ease. So many of the big apps on your phone are just taking a modern desire and then making it easy and more convenient. People have always needed to eat. DoorDash is like, just tap your thumb, we'll bring it to your door.
Love DoorDash.
It's like, yeah. And then make it satisfying is some of that dopamine hit or reward that you get, whatever level that may be. But the point is, yeah, it does all 4 of those things really well. And so the behavior is very sticky. People sit there and they're like, how long will it take to build a habit? And I'm like, well, how long did it take you to get in the habit of checking your phone? You probably don't even know. It was probably like 2 or 3 days, or, you never even had to think about it. It was just because all those levers were pulled, it was very easy for the behavior to form. And so I think looking at what makes your bad habits sticky helps reveal some of the things that maybe you want to apply to your good habits to make those more likely as well.
What are some of the tools that people can use to break bad habits that are not related to the phone? Just because we've already covered those.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who have trouble, craving sweets,
Sure.
late night eating. Tough one. That's a tough one. When I'm craving like some sour candy type flavor, that's a tough one. I usually can manage to just wait it out.
Yeah.
But that's my vice.
Sure.
People have, they've got their stuff. What do you suggest?
So we just went over 4 things that make habits stick. You make it obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. To break habits or to decrease the odds that a behavior is going to occur, you just invert those 4. So rather than making it obvious, make it invisible. Don't keep junk food in the house, unsubscribe from the emails, whatever. Reduce exposure to the thing that triggers it. Rather than making it attractive, make it unattractive. This is the most difficult one for bad habits. It's not, I would say it's the last place you should probably focus, because once you learn that the sweet tastes good or that a donut is tasty, it's hard to rewire your brain to think something different. You would need to, I'll give you an example of it in a minute. But so rather than make it attractive, make it unattractive. Rather than making it easy, make it difficult. Increase friction, add steps between you and the behavior. I've heard from people who take the sweets and they put them on the highest shelf in the garage. So then they have to walk all the way out there and climb up to get them. You still know they're there. You can still get it, but you're just trying to find ways to increase friction. Say you want to smoke. If you have a pack of cigarettes on the table in front of you, that's really low friction. Like you need a lot of willpower to resist that. If the closest pack is 3 miles down the road at the grocery store, you still might get in the car and drive there, but it's a lot more friction. And then rather than making it satisfying, make it unsatisfying. Usually that's about having some kind of immediate consequence to the reward. You can manufacture this in some ways. Maybe you start like an agreement, like I was just texting with my friend Brian the other day, and he wanted to get in shape.